Another one of the things that you want to have in your backhand is very important for your backhand arsenal is the backhand slice. There's a few different variations, but the basic backhand slice is one you're going to need at all levels. I like to really be aggressive on it, going from low to high. Let's look at the guys hit a few, and this is actually one of the shots that I can hit pretty well myself. It's my money ball. Now, Mike's going to feed me a couple, and I think that on the backhand basic slice, you want to have the same grip as the volley grip, almost the handshake grip. So, and you want to go low to high. Very important. Feed me a couple. I'll step in a little bit, and you're almost hitting it like a volley, but a longer swing. You're kind of slicing at it hard. Using your shoulders, staying down, and you're trying to hit it cross court. One more. We'll let Bob do a couple. How'd it look over there, Mike?
Great.
All right, let's look at yours. All right, freeze on the next one. Now, when you're doing that, do you want to come forward? You want to lean backwards?
I want to go forward, because if you lean back, you'll get a little too much slice.
Then you get a little float on the ball.
It'll just sail on you.
So for the aggressive, you want to get more, meet the ball out in front of you. You want to go get it.
I'm trying to start a little bit lower than you, actually. I'm going low to high. It just stops me from cutting down on the ball. And
so if you cut it, you get the windshield wiper, which causes the ball to float.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Very nice. And are you thinking cross court on this or down the line?
Well, for me, being a lefty is different because I like to go to the weaker shot, which is the backhand usually. So I'm thinking up the line most of the time.
Okay, let's see an aggressive slice. Very nice. He's opening up the court by going down the line with his slice.
And I'm always stepping in.
You're always stepping in and
getting the weight forward.
And you're trying to get really low to the ball?
Get low with the legs, keep the ball low. You know, this far over the net's good. And if I hit a good one, you can just come to the net and use the same grip on the volley.
And do you use the same grip as I do? I use the volley grip to hit the backhand slice.
I like to have a clean game. Same grip for the slice, volleys, and serve.
Very easy. Easy to remember, but I'm even easier than you. I got the same grip on every shot.
Yeah.
Don't do that at home, club player. Remember, turn your grips a little bit. But the volley grip is key to this. This is a key shot to your game. This can open up your game. It's nice to have the rally shot and the slice. The slice sets the table for opening up your game. And if you can do this, you're going to have a lot of success with your backhand. Let's look at a couple more of the slices, and let's freeze on your finish about the opening and closing of the face. Now, one more. Let's freeze on that. Now, do you have your face closed or you want to have it more open?
For me, it's open. For everyone, it should be open because it's a slice. You're coming under the ball. Not too much to float it, but just enough to keep the ball low and skimming on the court.
You want to keep it low and skimming.
Yeah, that's the key to a good slice, is a ball that just shoots off the court and stays low, makes the guy hit up, and then...
And you want to avoid from opening up the face too much?
You don't want to open it up because that's when you get the blooper.
That's when you get the blooper chip. And we're looking for the aggressive, so keep the face closed for a much more successful backhand slice. Hey, Mike, let's have a couple of feeds here. Let's look at one that's a rally shot and one that's a slice, so we can show the players at home the difference between the two balls, the slice and the rally shot. Because basically your technique and stance is the same, except the way you break your wrist. Let's see a couple. There's the backhand rally shot. Now the slice. So the big difference there is on your backhand rally shot that you hit over, you stepped in a lot further.
Yep.
You had more open, you had more of the U-turn, and much more. And on the slice, you kind of stayed a little more level and not as much of a wide of a stance.
Yeah, I mean, the slice I use a lot when I'm pulled out wide, so I can't really get my legs on the ball as much. That's why on the backhand, I'm stepping in more, I'm using more power. It's more of aggressive a shot. On a backhand slice, I'm pulled out wide. I don't quite have my legs as much, so I just keep it low, skim it, get back in the court.
And it's almost like just a volley swing.
Yep, it's a simple shot.
Simple shot. If you can do these two things, your backhand's going to be on the way. A new shot that's become familiar to me in the last few years is the Spanish slice. A lot of the Europeans play it on a high ball. instead of backing up to maybe hit a flat backhand or spin backhand and then coming forward, they hold their ground on the high backhand and they go high to low on the swing, where the ball moves a little slower after you hit it because you could be in a defensive position. It allows you time to get back in the court. Carlos Moya, a lot of the Spanish players play this high slice backhand low, high to low swing to give themselves recovery time, because also they don't want to back up and have to go back and then come forward. So this allows you to, you can even take an open stance, but this allows you to use your shoulders and slice through the ball.
This is a position shot. It's not an aggressive shot. It's used from the clay quarters. It's grueling tennis. These guys are runners, so they're using it a lot just as strategy. They're trying to get back in the court when they're pulled out wide. Starting to rack it up higher, and I'm coming down a little more, creating a little more spin, a little bit more of a floating slice. Gives me a little more time to get back in the court.
So this is a great setup shot for you. It's using to get back in the middle and buying some time on the court. Notice how it's almost like an extended volley swing. It's like a karate chop. So remember, if you practice even lifting weights at home, that's like a, take a little 5-pound weight and boom, it's like a karate chop. Strengthen your arm will strengthen your high slice. Freeze. Notice how here on the slice, on the aggressive slice, see how his racket finished so much lower than remember when his rally backhand was up here. So why do you finish so low there?
Because I'm starting from so high. And I'm hitting more slice. Creates a little more of a softer ball, more time to get in the court. So I'm finishing down here. If I was more of aggressive, low skimming slice, I would start down here. Just go through the ball.
It's much more important to finish high to low. You don't want to finish high to high.
That's tough to do too. I mean, if I'm up here, it's tough to finish high. I don't have enough strength up there.
So remember, club players at home, high to low on this slice and you'll have success. One more, match point slice winner. Beautiful. The short chip, it doesn't look effective, but it's a tremendously effective shot when hit well and at the right time. It can bring your opponent out of the comfort zone, especially if he has big grip changes. Todd Woodbridge, an Australian great doubles player, maybe has one of the best short chips I've ever seen. It's not quite a drop shot. You want to hit it low and inside the service box, forcing your opponent to either come in or stay back. And all of a sudden, he doesn't know what he can do. This shot, when it's played, can drive your opponent crazy. So remember, you want to keep it fairly low over the net and inside the service box. Mike, why don't you feed Bob a couple, and let's look at the short chip. That was a little too much float on that one. Let me hit a couple. That wasn't very good. This is my shot. You want it low over the net, and you want to bring your opponent in. Oh, I hit the camera guy. Sorry. Short chip, low over the net, and forcing him to come in.
You want it to look just the same as your penetrating slice.
See, like that shot right there, I'm making the guy all of a sudden think, should I come in? Should I stay back? I'm in an uncomfortable position. Not to mention, I might be able to sneak in myself. This is a shot I would drive a few guys crazy, especially a guy named Boris Becker. He'd get a little uptight when I would work the chip to his forehead. I'd have him screaming in German. I'd feel pretty good about myself. Okay, Mike, feed Bob a couple more. Let's look at a couple of those. Let's check this chip out. See, the one thing right there, hold on a second. You're getting your chip up too high. Yep. And to be effective on the short chip, you need to get the ball about 6 inches to a foot over the net, and you want to bring the ball inside the service box so the opponent is having to think about coming in or he doesn't know where he's going to be. Your ball is going up a little too high, and it's going a little too deep. And if you hit that short chip that's coming on the service line, the guy's going to be whacking a winner against you. Let's see you get that a little lower and a little sharper. There, much better. Much better. That right there is going to get you in the point. There you go. Now, let me hear. I'll show you one. I put a little more stick into it. See, like that? A little more stick, and I try to hit it low over the net, and I try to finish with my arm out a little stronger. Oh, I'm going to jack somebody up with that. That is a thing of beauty. I can still play this game. Ho, 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 ho.
That's where you made your money right
there. Right there. That's the shot I want to go to guy, especially if he has a big grip change on the forehand. I might get him to take a big swing. I did that to Becker a couple of times. One thing also you want to remember on this is you want to play your cards too early. You need to hold exactly like a backhand rally shot, and then at the last minute, then you need to disguise the shot. You don't want to show the shot to him right away, then he'll get onto it. And I always tend to go down the line, but I think it's probably better if you can break it up and go a little bit cross court. I always got locked in a little too much down the line.